the last year has been interesting because obviously before you turn 30, maybe it's just me, but you start questioning your whole existence. You start questioning where you're at in life. You start questioning, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm turning 30 soon. What have I done? I haven't got a house. I haven't got the career that I want. I haven't got the family that I want. I haven't got kids. Like, what am I doing? Like, you start questioning everything, and it takes you in a whole different emotions, and it gets you thinking like maybe you're just not worthy enough. What's good, guys? It's Girl Fats here. Hope you are well. Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, it's been a while since I last uploaded a video, a chit chat video. And today is the day because I've got a lot to say. Your girl is turning 30. I'm turning 30 in 1 month, guys. Like, for real, for real. Time is flying by. I remember turning 20, 21 as if it was yesterday. And 9-10 years later, I'm turning 30. Like, I remember starting my YouTube channel when I was 20 years old. And now I'm turning 30. It's crazy. You guys have watched me grow. You guys have watched my journey. You guys have watched me evolve. Like, it's crazy. I want to talk about how I really feel. And I also wanted to do a video on things that I've learned in my 20s now that I'm turning 30. The first few years of my 20s was a lot. Like, it was a lot to navigate, a lot to deal with when it comes to finishing uni and then going into the real world and having to adult. Yeah, adulting is not for the weak. But back then, it was so hard to navigate because I was so young. I was still a baby. You know, I just finished uni. I'm about to start a job as a room leader, a nursery nurse room leader at the time. And I remember thinking to myself at that job, like, is this my life? Is this what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life? Because I don't think I can do this for the rest of my life. Like, I knew there was more to me, but, you know, bills needed to be paid. So I did it anyway. And I just thought, yeah, there's definitely more to me than this. But at the time, all I could think of is what society tells you. Go to work, get a job, buy a house, have a family, meet someone, have a family, have kids. But obviously that hasn't been the case. But yeah, I remember back then, oh my god, it was rough. Like, not gonna lie, I was in debt back then. I just finished uni, and then on top of that, like, I was living in Birmingham for 3 years, and then I had to make a decision whether I wanted to move back home to Milton Keynes or stay in Birmingham. And I knew for a fact that I wasn't ready to move back home. Like, I was like, I wanted to stay in Birmingham because I just loved the freedom of just being away from home, doing whatever I wanted to do, getting up whenever I want, going to sleep whenever I want, going out whenever I wanted to go out. And I was like, moving back home, I don't think I'm ready for that. Like, I don't think I'm ready for that. So yeah, I made a big decision, you know, got myself a place, but that took like about 7 months. I thought that I had it all figured out back then. And I thought, oh, like, all my friends live here. Like, I've made friends here. And like, this is where I'm at. This is really home. It's still home for me. But I dealt with so much then, like, in terms of like, navigating living on your own, navigating adulting. On top of that, you know, working at different settings, different jobs. Dealing with friendship breakups is not for the weak. But I'm glad that I dealt with them when I was younger, because now that if a friend was to like switch up on me or decide that, you know, they don't want to be my friend anymore, I'm like, okay, like, I don't care. Like, I feel like how I am right now is completely different to how I was back then. And I just feel like, especially moving away from home for uni, like living away from home for uni for 3 years and then living on your own after uni for all these years up until now, it shaped me who I am today. I feel like moving to a different city and moving out of my hometown shaped me who I am today. Like, I'm a whole different person. The facts that you know now is completely different to the facts from back then. Like, I just feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can be immature at times, but I feel like I've matured in so many ways. And I feel like moving away from home has toughened me up. Like, it made me grow a thick skin, and especially dealing with different situations, especially navigating life, dealing with different kinds of people, working at so many different jobs. And I feel like, yeah, like, I feel like it shaped me who I am. And I actually advise people to actually move away from their town or move away from their cities, even move out of the country, because honestly, you're going to learn a lot. People think that you only learn in theory, like when it comes to reading books, but I'm telling you, moving away from home, you get to learn so many things, like practically. And I feel like, yeah, that is definitely an advice for a lot of people that are watching this video. Definitely move out of your hometown, because if you're stuck in your hometown and you're stuck with the same people, you're not going to learn much, and you're not going to experience a lot, and you're not going to discover a lot, especially if, like, from someone that used to live in a small town. Like, there's not much to do, there's not much to experience, there's not much to explore. But when you move to a big city, or when you move to a different country, you get to learn a lot of things about yourself and about other people. So definitely that is something that I'm very proud of, and something that I don't regret doing. I also feel like the last year I've learned so much about myself, like in terms of like my upbringing, my childhood, my, attachment styles, when it comes to breakups and dealing with breakups, healing. When I tell you guys, healing is not for the weak. Healing from a breakup is not for the weak, especially healing from a breakup, being with an avoidant, a fearful avoidant, and then breaking up, and then healing from that breakup is not for the weak. And I think I've learned so much about myself. I learned so much about my attachment style, and working through the attachment style that I'm on. I believe that I'm an anxious attachment style. So I feel like it's really like opened my eyes to a lot of things and how I will navigate moving forward, because I don't want to be an anxious attachment style. Like, I'm working towards being secure. And it's really like tested me. This healing thing really tested me. Imagine you're having to navigate working, going to your day job, working on radio, going to radio, going to your day job, content creation, dealing with adulting, navigating adulting, and then on top of that, dealing with a breakup, healing from a breakup. It's not for the weak. And healing is not linear. Like, there'll be times that you're doing so well, you're occupied, you're busy, and then you're having to feel your feelings, and you're having to stay still, and then your emotions are all over the place. And then the next minute you're at the gym, and like one minute you're cool, the next minute like you want to burst into tears. Like, it's just a lot. Being a woman is a lot sometimes. So yeah, dealing with that as well. And at the beginning of this year, things were looking amazing, things were looking great, and it's still amazing, but things were looking great. I was busy going to the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning. And then, I started the year on a high, and then on top of that, like I said, dealing with a breakup, healing from a breakup, and especially a long distance relationship breakup as well. And then on top of that, amazing highlights, rebranding. On top of that, winning an award for best YouTube/online personality, seeing your social media growing, and then finally getting paid from social media, and, having this second stream of income. It's just been a lot, but it's been overwhelming, but it's been a lot. And getting recognition from amazing people, like, it's been crazy, but I'm so grateful, thankful for the growth. But I'm gonna stop rambling, and I'm gonna give you guys my proud moment. At the beginning of this year, I had my show at Vibe on a 7.6 FM every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. At Watford. And I used to commute every single Monday after work to basically present my show. And when I tell you, that was a big challenge for me, but I did it. But I'm so proud of myself because first, it made me experience and also expand my knowledge and skills as a presenter, especially at a different station. And it made me learn so much about the software, and it made me like connect with different people, different presenters, content creators, and other people that are in the creative industry. And I learned so much from them as well. And I've got to meet some amazing people. I feel like my mindset has also changed when it comes to like career. Like back when I was 2021, I knew that there was something more to me. Like I knew that I had a gift and a talent, but I also knew that I had to like navigate this adulting life, and that being, going to work, paying bills. And I thought to myself as years went by, like, I have no interest in climbing up the ladder. I do not want to be a manager at a nursery. I don't want to do none of that. I was like, I'm happy where I'm at. I have no desire in climbing up the ladder. Like, I'm good. Benefits to it, especially with the industry that I work at. Not the creative industry, I'm talking about my day job industry. There's no benefits to it. Like, I'm just wasting my time. And I know that I would be wasting more time in trying to climb up the ladder, which I have no interest in. When it comes to the friendship groups that I had before and the friendship groups that I have now, I feel like when it comes to you evolving and becoming a better person and also becoming the person that you want to be, sometimes you have to remove yourself out of certain situations, certain friendships that doesn't serve you and doesn't benefit you. At the time, it would really upset me, and it would it would be so upsetting for me that, oh, so and so is not my friend anymore, so and so we're not friends anymore, and it was really hard for me. But now I'm like, it's just part of life. Friendship breakups are just part of life. I feel like some of the friendships sometimes, like, it doesn't even hurt like that. I'm like, it's all good, it's all love, we're not friends anymore. You came into my life for a season and we just keep it moving. Whereas back then, I'd be an emotional wreck if so-and-so is not my friend anymore or we had a falling out. And I feel like even the way I navigate friendship breakups, like, it's different now. Like, I try and have the uncomfortable conversations and try to talk things out. And if that doesn't work, it's all good. Like, I'm good. We can distance ourselves from each other. Like, I'm the kind of person, I don't like arguing, I don't like confrontation anyway. So I'm the kind of person, like, I like to talk things out, and I just feel like if there's no changes, I just keep it moving. The last year has been interesting because obviously before you turn 30, maybe it's just me, but you start questioning your whole existence. You start questioning where you're at in life. You start questioning, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm turning 30 soon. What have I done? I haven't got a house. I haven't got the career that I want. I haven't got the family that I want. I haven't got kids. Like, what am I doing? Like, you start questioning everything, and it takes you in a whole different emotions, and it gets you thinking, like, maybe you're just not worthy enough. You just want to give up on everything. And I had to remind myself, like, this is my journey. This is where I'm at in my journey. Don't get me wrong, though. I've always and still do have a desire of having my own family. Of course, I want to get married. Of course, I want kids. Of course, I want the whole, but it just hasn't happened for me, and it's okay. But then at the same time as well, I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with just a few years to myself and enjoying life a little bit. But I always thought by now I would have been married. I feel like society also puts pressure on people like us in our late 20s, turning 30, that they've made us feel like if you don't have a house, a car, a family of your own, the job, the career by 30, then you're a failure. And that's not the case. I remember back when I was 24, 25, yeah, I was putting so much pressure on myself that I gotta have a mortgage, I gotta have the career that I want, I gotta have a family. And I realized, you know what? This is not making me happy. Like, as long as I'm happy with myself and I'm at peace with myself, that's all that matters. I'm not gonna follow through what society wants me to do. I'm gonna do what makes me happy. And yeah, I was putting so much pressure on myself when I was 24. Like, I need to get a mortgage, I need to get a mortgage. And I'm so glad that I didn't get a mortgage, because I don't want to be tied down. Like, I want to have the freedom to move around. And also because I don't see myself living in the UK. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't see myself living in the UK long term. So why would I want to put myself through that? Just because society expects me to go out there and get a house and get a mortgage. Do you know how expensive that is, first of all? Now you see people are having kids later on. They're having career shifts. They are changing jobs. And another thing as well, you don't have to stay at the same job for 15, 16 plus years. If it doesn't serve you, if it doesn't make you happy, it's okay to move to the next job. Like, for me, I've always been that person that I would move around. Like, I would move around jobs. Like, I don't like staying at the same position for a long time, because I get bored easily. Like, I know that I'm a woman with many talents. I've got a gift. I've got the personality. And I just feel like, yeah, I'm not one of those people that stays at a job for a very long time. Whew. Do you know what, though? I will say this, and I mentioned this on my channel. In my early 20s, I went through a phase where I was people pleasing. I was people pleasing in my early 20s. Like, in my late teens, in my early 20s, I was people pleasing. And I feel like I was doing that because I just wanted to have friends. Like, I would say yes to everything, especially back at uni. Like, even if I was exhausted and I was tired, I would say yes to everything. If a friend wanted something, or if a friend wanted me to be there for them, I'd say yes. Even though mentally I just wasn't there, I would just say yes, because I didn't want to let that person down. I didn't want to let that friend down. And I just feel like as years go by and I was working on my self-love journey and working on myself internally, I started not caring. Like, especially in your late 20s. I will say this, once you hit your late 20s and you're turning 30, you start not to care. You don't care about a lot of things. And I feel like I'm just happy where I'm at. Like, I don't want the big group of friends. Like, I'm happy with my small circle of people, my loved ones. Like, but back then I was just so obsessed with just having a big group of friends and just being a people pleaser and just being there for everybody else. I wanted to just be around a lot of people and I wanted to seek validation. But as years go by, you start to realize that you gotta enjoy your own company and you gotta be happy within and just sometimes be by yourself. What have I learned in my 20s now that I'm turning 30? One, saying no to lazy friends. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, here we go again. Listen, I get it. People have lives, people have priorities, but at the same time, don't get me wrong, I get it. We all have life, we all have priorities, and you know, people are busy. But I'm the kind of person, yeah, say like if we meet up or we're catching up, even if it's on the phone, FaceTime, texting, or even like meeting up, right? Don't get me wrong, I'm one of those friends that I like to plan where we're gonna meet, where we're gonna go out to eat. Talking about the people that, you know, them ones where they initiate, you know, meeting up, let's go for a meet up, let's go for a catch up. I get all of that, I'm here for it, but why don't you plan it for once? Why don't you plan it and plan the location and plan where we're gonna go out, where we're gonna go out to eat? Like, why is it that the other person constantly has to always make the effort and initiate? And for some people, it's something so small. But I'm like, no, you initiated the meetup, you plan it, and you plan the location. That some people are just not planners, but I feel like that's very lazy. Okay, it just makes me think you're just putting it out there. Oh, we need to just meet up. We need to meet up next time, but then you are not following it through with action. Where do you want to meet up? Where do you want us to like go? Like, why is it that the other person has to constantly plan where to go? Another thing that I will say is health is wealth. Health is wealth. Please work on your health when it comes to fitness, when it comes to the food that you eat, the food that you consume. Don't get me wrong. If you know me, you know I love to eat. I love to eat, and I love to eat good. Yeah, your girl loves to eat. But at the same time, especially the last 3 years, 4 years, I've been literally I've been literally I've been literally looking after myself when it comes to my health and what I eat and what I consume. Don't get me wrong, I have my cheat days, but if you know me and if you guys have watched my channel, you guys know when I first started this channel, you guys know I used to go to the gym. I used to I was on diet. I was on my weight loss journey at the beginning, like in my early 20s. Then I stopped going to the gym. Then the weight gain definitely, it was catching up. The weight gain was catching up. And then I believe in 2021, that's when, in 2020, no, not 2021, in 2022, that's when I went back into my weight loss journey and I lost a whole lot of weight. And ever since then, I've been maintaining my weight, eating good, eating clean, still going to the gym 2-3 times a week. Health is very important because as years go by, it starts to catch up to you and then you start aging. And you just gotta look after yourself. Also looking after your skin, drinking your water, minding your business, and just keeping fit, because I'm telling you, once you get older, it's gonna be hard. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we're not getting any younger. Even though we're still young, but we're not getting any younger. Another thing that I've learned in my 20s is don't let no auntie pressure you into getting married, because these aunties love to pressure the young people into getting married and make people feel bad for, taking their time and working on their careers, and make you feel bad for not being married earlier on. And it's like, how about you worry about your own marriage? How about you worry about your own husband? Because people are so concerned about why so-and-so is not getting married, why so-and-so is not settled down, but their own marriage is in shambles. These same aunties that have a lot to say about the young people that are not getting married, but their own marriage is in shambles. Their own marriage is in trouble. Can't even tell you where their husband's at, because their husband's out here roaming around in the streets. So I will say this, don't let no auntie pressure you to get married. People make as if like marriage is like this big flex, and it's like, no, it's not. Like, the reality of it is marriage is hard work. It's hard work. Like, it's not for the weak, and you gotta know who exactly you're getting married to. You can't just marry anyone off the street. And especially now, dating, it ain't safe. Like, it's treacherous out here, and you can't rush into things like marriage. Like, you gotta take time. And don't get me wrong, listen, I want to get married, like, I want to settle down. I definitely want to settle down. Like, if you know me and you're close to me, I want to settle down, but I want to settle down with the right person. They do say it's better to marry late than to marry wrong. A lot of people showcase their marriage as if they're this happy couple, but in reality, a lot of them are not happy. Traveling is the best investment. I'm so glad that I got into traveling towards my late 20s. I believe I started doing solo traveling. I haven't done much solo traveling, but I've done a few. I've done solo traveling in Portugal and Cyprus, and I did that when I did my first ever solo traveling experience when I was 27, back in 2022, and I went to Portugal, in Algarve, and it was amazing. I had an amazing time. It was literally like, I don't know, something about solo traveling. It gives you like that confidence that you can do anything. Don't get me wrong, I was scared. I was definitely scared. But once you do that first solo holiday experience, you want to do it again and again and again. Only because it's just an amazing experience. You get to do anything you want on your own terms. You get to wake up whenever you want, you know, leave the house whenever you want, create your own itinerary, do your own thing without having to wait for anyone. It's just a surreal experience. And then my second trip that I did was back in 2023. I went to Cyprus. And ever since then, I still do things on my own. Like, I go shopping by myself, even though I only do online shopping quite a lot. But if I do plan to do something for myself, I just do it by myself. Like, I'll go to the gym by myself. I'll go and do food shopping by myself. Listen, I've been to concerts, festivals by myself. I went to the Reggaeland Festival back in 2023 by myself. I went to see Neo and Mario back in Manchester in last year by myself. Like, it just gives you that strength. It just builds your confidence. It's just such a surreal experience. And I advise anyone to do traveling. Even though I haven't done a lot of solo traveling experience, but even like traveling with my girls, traveling with my friends, that's been a surreal experience. Like, life is for the living, and you gotta live life to the fullest. Like, we work so hard at these jobs, and you know, you're working hard, you're paying all these bills, and it's like you haven't got that time for yourself to just enjoy. And like I said, you gotta listen. Life is for enjoyment. Life is for the living. Make memories, not with yourself, but also with your loved ones. So definitely traveling, I would advise and recommend to do it more. Don't be afraid to quit. I used to be so afraid to quit because I was scared that it would make me look like a failure. But, you know, it happens. I remember when I started my business back in 2020. Y'all remember my business, the Riyam collection? I started my business back then, and I was so excited, and oh my god, those were some good times. Like, I was 23, 24, and I was so excited starting my first ever business, and it was actually an amazing experience. Like, I really enjoyed the process, the journey, documenting the journey, and it was a surreal experience. It was an African print business, but it taught me so much about having a business. Wow. Like, let me tell you something. Having a business is not easy. Being a business owner is not easy. And those 2 years, as much as I loved the journey and the experience, it was also really, really hard. And then having to go back to work and also work on your business, it started taking a mental toll on me. And then on top of that, at the time, I just started radio presenting as well, so I was doing a lot of things, and I had to let the business go. I don't regret it though, because listen, the business was doing really well. Like, shout out to everyone that purchased, especially my headbands, my head wraps. It was a good experience, but it made me learn so much. Like, I learned so much about having a business, and I was very proud of myself because, you know, literally, I had my phone, YouTube, my laptop. I remember I was a go-getter. Like, I created my business website, purchasing all the supplies, everything. Like, I was so proud of myself, and I still am proud of myself, even though I don't have the business anymore. But yeah, it was heartbreaking when I had to let that business go and close it down. But it is what it is. Things happen, things change, and now I'm in my presenting bag and I enjoy it. But yeah, don't be afraid to quit. Don't be afraid to leave that job. Don't be afraid to start something new. Don't be afraid to close a chapter and move on to the next chapter. Another thing that I will say is, document everything. You don't necessarily have to be a vlogger, a social media content creation, a blogger, a travel content creator to document everything. But I honestly feel like I come from a family where my mom used to have a bunch of photo albums, like pictures, videos. We used to have cassettes of like my birthdays for over the years from when I was really young. And I'm just here to say, like, document your journey, document everything. Yes, they do say that be present in the moment, but also take pictures, take videos, whether it's anything that you're doing, whether it's something that you're starting, whether it's starting a new venture, starting a new chapter in your life, or even like going out with friends or like traveling. Like, document all of that. Like, document everything. I have plenty of pictures, plenty of videos. I really want to print out pictures of my life so far, even in my 20s, and I actually like create a photo album, because yeah, I feel like it's very important to just document everything. Like, document your highlights, your best moments, your journeys in your career, or just in general, like being with your loved ones. Like, I think it's very important as well. Choosing your friends wisely. Like, it's okay to let your friends go. Like, if that friend is no longer serving you or no longer adding any benefit or value to your life, and you realize that, you know, where I'm going with my life, I can't take you in this journey with me, it's okay. You can let that friendship go. It doesn't have to be dramatic, you know. I don't feel like it has to be dramatic when it comes to friendship breakup. Sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what? I've had great times with you, I've had great memories with you, but it's time to let this friendship go. Don't be friends with people because you have history with them or you've had great memories with them. You just gotta think to yourself, are you actually bringing anything into my life other than stress? Are you just in my life, just you can just emotionally just, like, you know, trauma dump and emotionally dumping on me, and me always being there for you, but you're not even there for me? Like, sometimes you just gotta let that friendship go, and it's fine. Like, I'm telling you, I've had some friendships back in the day, like in my early 20s, and I'm telling you, it was so heartbreaking for me. Maybe because of my attachment style, it was just so heartbreaking for me to let that friendship go. But then I look back and I was like, it's a good thing that friendship go, because I couldn't be able to take all those people with me in this journey that I'm in, like in this chapter that I'm in. Like, now I have got not complete, I wouldn't say I have a completely different friendship, but a lot of the people that are in my life now, like, it makes sense that they're in my life right now. Like, a lot of my friendships that I have now are friends that I've met at events, friends that I've met in my journey of my career as a radio presenter. And some people that are like my cousins, like, they're also my friends, like, and I've known them for like 10 plus years. Like, well, I grew up with them and we've been close for like 10 plus years, because I come from a big family. I ain't close with everybody, but they're also my friends. And do you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to just move on, like, and start fresh and start new. And yes, it might be uncomfortable at first because you're used to that kind of lifestyle, you're used to that kind of friendship, but sometimes you got to force yourself out of that comfort zone and keep it moving. 20s have been adventurous, they've been fun, but I've also had some low moments, 100%. But they've been adventurous, fun, chaotic. It's been the ghetto. But I will say this, I don't regret anything. I don't regret nothing. I will say this though. I wish I started my radio presenting a lot sooner. Like, I started my radio presenting journey when I was 26. I'm now 29, turning 30 next month. It's not too late, but it would have been nice to start earlier, because I feel like if I started earlier, I would have been in a whole different position now. I think I definitely would have been on national radio. But it happens, it's fine, it's never too late. But yeah, I don't regret anything. I don't regret the people that I've met, because like I said, it's been all these years of my 20s I've learned so much about myself, but I've also learned about other people in this journey as well. Like, I've learned so much, and I'm ready to start my new chapter. I'm ready to start chapter 30. And I feel like chapter 30 is going to be different because I feel like this new chapter is going to be a whole different vibe in terms of like, hopefully I'll be settling down. Hopefully I'll have a family of my own. That's like my desire. That's my dream. Of course I want to get married one day. But yeah, like it's emotional. Like thinking about my 20s is so emotional because I will say this year, I'm glad that I haven't allowed nobody's sons stress me out, put a baby on me, put me through so much chaos. Like life's been good. Like I did my thing. I traveled, I went out, had a good time. I've been to brunches, day parties, you know, I've been working on my career. I will say this though, sometimes I do regret not putting my energy into like dating in my early 20s, but back then I was so career driven. I was so hungry. Like I was so hungry. I just wanted to win. Like I didn't think about dating or finding a husband like up until I turned 28. I'm going to be really honest. Listen, in my early 20s, all I wanted to do is just become a YouTuber or do something creative and work on my career. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to win and just like create this dream life for myself. And I was so hungry. Like I didn't think about dating and stuff. Maybe because of the how I've been brought up. Because my mom is a very much independent woman, like, and we're very much like, you know, don't depend on a man and just work on your career. And I think that's where I got it from. But now I'm like, listen, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with a man, you know, looking after you. And bringing the income, even though I'll always have my own. But yeah, I feel like I should have focused a little bit more on dating. I don't really have much experience in the dating pool and relationships and things like that. And I will say this though, I feel like it's better to experience heartbreak in the early stages of your life, like in your early 20s, rather than in your later 20s, because I'm telling you, dealing with a breakup, dealing with heartbreak at later 20s, bro, it's not for the weak. I'm so excited to celebrate turning 30. Ew, I'm going on a girls' holiday, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching my journey. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. And that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. To anyone that are in their early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, please enjoy the journey. I know it's hard sometimes, but I get it. It's hard out here, but you got this. Don't give up. And if you do give up, it's okay. It's okay to start again. Even though it's hard, but it's okay to start again. And yeah, I'm starting this chapter 30. I was so scared at first, like, oh, I'm turning old, but that's just life. I'm still a baby girl. I'm still young, okay? I'm still young. But yeah, I'm excited to take you guys on this new chapter, new journey. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I shall see you guys on my next video. Bye.